We're way out here now. Not any kayaks even close to me. You better remember how to do this. Woo! No skunk. All right. Tomorrow is salmon season. This is the first salmon fishing video. I guess I did a couple in Alaska, but first California salmon fishing video that I've done in almost 3 years. Last 2 years, salmon was completely closed in all of California. And then this year is the first year that it's open again. And it's a very limited season. This particular opening that we have is a 4-day stretch. So I'm gonna fish as much as I can through that 4 days. Tomorrow is the first day. I'm making sure I got all my gear ready to go. I'm going out with my buddy Daniel, Philosophy D. Daniel's gonna take this autopilot, the orange one. I'm gonna take my blue one, the new EPDL. We'll see you on the water. Well, it's been a while since I caught a salmon. Hopefully, I still remember how to do it. This is actually my second time trying for salmon this season, this year. This year in California, we had a very limited season. There was one weekend in the beginning of the year. I think it was in April or May, I don't remember. Anyways, at the very beginning of the season, and a lot of kayakers went out and very few caught them, and definitely no one caught any where I was fishing. Because in the early season, a lot of times the salmon are far offshore still. They're not getting ready to head up the rivers just yet. But now it's September. This is the second kind of weekend that we're gonna have. It's like a 4-day stretch. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be it for the rest of the year. So this is kind of like my last chance to get a kayak salmon, or really any salmon, for who knows how long. Could be closed again next year. So hopefully we can get one today. Now that it's later in the season, the fish should be coming in closer to shore, more within kayak range. The first little weekend that we had open was mostly boat anglers were the successful ones. I'm just headed out of the harbor right now. I actually didn't bring any bait with me. Probably not a good move, but hopefully I can catch some fresh bait. That will maybe work even a little bit better. We got Daniel behind me. We'll see you out there. Well, as expected, there's several kayaks out here. Just doing a count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, at least 20 kayaks out here. And just as many, if not more, boats. And they're all kind of spread out here. So everybody's looking for that salmon bite. And literally the sun hasn't even come up yet. So I'm sure there's gonna be more coming out. There's really a few behind me here. So yeah, gonna be a little crowded out here, but the good thing about being crowded is, you know, there'll be a lot of lines in the water. So if there's any kind of like pattern of where the fish are getting caught, or what kind of depth they're catching them at, or whatever, you know, you can get some knowledge from your fellow fishermen. And then the drawback of that obviously is there's gonna be a lot more lines in the water, a little bit more pressure, and you know, you gotta watch out for everyone else. But yeah, in terms of kayaks, I don't know. I feel like you can never really have too many kayaks out here. I just feel like there's way more fish than there are kayaks, so I'm never really worried about fishing pressure when it comes to kayaks. It should be a fun day out here. A lot of people that I know are fishing, a lot of friends out here, and hopefully we can find a few fish. Also, on top of that, a lot of birds kind of cruising around, and like I said, I need to catch some bait this morning, so yeah, that's first on my to-do list. I moved around for a little while trying to look for some bait, and there's not that much bait. I kind of was expecting a little bit more, so I think I'm gonna tie on a lure and just start trolling that. I don't want to waste too much time just kind of looking around without the actual fishing rods in, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. This is just a very typical, like if you're gonna bring one lure with you out here, troll for king salmon, this is the one I would recommend. It's an Apex, and this is the watermelon color. I don't understand why, but it works pretty well. Kind of a weird color. You'd think a more natural color might work better, but this thing works. and I've already heard on the radio a couple of people catching fish, so there's definitely some fish around. Now we just gotta find them. Alright. No love on the apex, so now we're gonna switch over to my favorite, the crippled anchovy behind a dodger. Got a nice spin on it. Not the salmon we're looking for. Well, let me give you an update. I've been trolling for like the last, let's see, 4.5 hours. Not a single bite. I've seen, well, I actually haven't seen anyone catch one, but I've heard of a few kayakers who've got a few. One, my buddy Daniel's got his limit, but it's kind of slow overall. But man, I'm surprised I haven't even got a bite yet. Not even a nibble. So I see some birds diving off in the distance, way out deep. It's kind of far, but I'm gonna go chase it just because I don't have anything else to do. So just shoot out there, see if I can find me a salmon. And whatever I've been doing so far hasn't been working, so let's go try out there, see if there's a nice little school of salmon underneath these birds. They're diving pretty good out there. There's got to be something happening. This kayak is pretty cool. I'm using the pedal assist right now, going about 6 miles an hour, so definitely a lot faster than my other kayaks are capable of. 5.5. If I really push it, I think I can get to 6. We're way out here now. Not any kayaks even close to me. A couple of boats. Hopefully there's some fish here. Did you get on? I think so. Yep. I think I can get it. Alright, let's see how this goes. Need some of the Daniel good luck. Just need some of your good luck. I remember how to do this.
Meters long? Yeah, I hate that. You want me to? Whoa, whoa. There it is. Got him. Got him. Nice. Got him.
Oh man. Well, it took me a while. Need a little bit of Daniel's luck, I guess. trolling underneath his kayak. So yeah, that's king salmon.
A little longer, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Look at that. Football. Man, that's a fat fish. There's a lot of bait in here, so I think Daniel was saying probably eating pretty well right now. But yeah, that's king salmon. So it's got those black gums in there. That's my first one in like 3 years. Honestly, kind of giving up for the day, but on the way back in, we were giving Daniel a tow here. He already got his limit, and now I got lucky with the one on the way back. I think that's a little male. Chunky fish. Not super long, but pretty fat. So we're gonna go ahead and bleed him, get him on ice now. We worked so hard for him, we want to make sure to take care of it. Another thing I like to do is just kind of hold the fish upside down like this, let gravity do the work. Kind of get a little bit more of the blood out. Here's the bag. Just like that. It's crazy, all that distance I covered to try and find the fish, and it was pretty much on the way back in that we found one. But just wanted to show you this little contraption here that I'm using. The downrigger, unfortunately a clip on there broke, so I had to switch that out. The lure I was using was this Apex, which is the one that we started with. And then this thing right here is called a Deep 6. Kind of looks like a little sail almost. And basically what this is, it catches the water and kind of brings your bait down to a little bit deeper depth. And then when a fish hits it, boom, it releases, and then you can bring it up with that, or with less resistance. It's kind of like, you know, on jerk baits or crank baits, it has that, the front of the bait has a lip. This is essentially the lip for this bait. And yeah, they have different sizes for this too, but I'll throw a link in the description if you want to get this one. I think this is either the biggest or second biggest one that you can get. Trolling Daniel back in, and well, bam, salmon right there. So last time I did 27 pulls, so we'll just do that exact same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 27. Put it in the holder here, and you can see the rod just kind of load up. And that's because of all that drag that Deep 6 is causing, bringing your bait down to a little bit deeper depth. And obviously, what if you just had a regular weight on there? Another thing to keep track of is your speed. So when I caught that fish, I was actually towing Daniel. But yeah, we're going around maybe 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. So I'm gonna try to get that same speed again here. One thing that's unfortunate with this kayak is it doesn't have the same kind of fine tuning of the speed that my autopilot has. So I'm gonna try and bounce up and down, kind of go from 2 to 3 miles an hour, just go in that range. Maybe even go a little faster at times, and see if I can get that fish to bite. Well, that's day 1 in the books. This is a 4-day season, so I'll definitely be out at least once more. But yeah, today was a grind. I'd say a handful of fish were caught. I probably average was like a little bit less than 1 per person. Really, I think the only, well, I'm sure someone out there did, but the only person I know that caught a limit on a kayak was Daniel. So props to him. He really got it done today. But we grinded out, got our 1 fish. I'm proud of that one. And we'll be back. So yeah, got to get some rest. Quick turnaround on this one. So we'll see you next time.